another part to our castle build down. Hey everyone, it's Agent27, and welcome back to another episode on the Overseasons SMP server. Over the last episode, we started working on this, which will be our castle, and our main base for this season. In order for this build to come into fruition, we need a lot of quartz, which is why last episode we built a piglin bartering farm. In this episode, we're gonna need a lot more gold, and mining is just not gonna cut it anymore. So we're gonna build a gold farm. I already went onto the nether roof off camera, and I built a portal, and that portal happens to lead to this village that we actually started the server in. And if we go through this portal, we end up on the nether roof. There's a bunch of piglins down there. But that's not a big deal, as we're going to be building a farm up in the sky there. In order to build this farm, we're going to need a lot of turtle eggs. So let's take a journey through the ocean. While we're taking this journey, I can have a little bit of a discussion on what's changed on the server. We've now updated the server to the latest version of Minecraft, which means we can support a lot more of the newer features. We can get happy gas, so early flight. We can have a few different types of mobs, all sorts of good stuff, which will be great for us. And that will help us a lot in the future. I've also added a few data packs to the server. So I pulled them from Vanilla Tweaks, so Enderman will stop griefing us, a couple other little things, just to make it a little nicer. Mini blocks, and I think that'll make our builds a lot better over time. This journey took a rather long time to get to where we wanted to go. It wasn't ideal. I looked around, I saw a couple shipwrecks, and I found a few ocean monuments. I even found a mushroom biome. And it took a really long time just to find some turtles, because we've been in known chunks for quite a while, and my friends and I have all gone out and explored quite a bit. So I knew that this area going quite a ways out had not yet been explored, which was good, but it meant that we had to travel for quite a long distance. So over time, we just kept going, and I traveled all the time through day, and I kept going and going, and I kept going in deep through the night, and that was okay. I didn't find anything until about an hour later. There's one. There's two. Perfect. This is where we'll be. So I went and got some kelp, and I took that back up to the beach and bred the turtles, and weighed it a little bit, and eventually I got some eggs. And those eggs are going to be perfect. I then started on the long journey back home, stopping on the way to get a couple new items from the latest update. And that works great. So I'll see you guys back at the base. So I'm back with my turtle eggs, and I'm gonna create a little turtle farm over here. So I'm digging out this little area, and I'm gonna put some sand down. Just to make it look a little nicer. Enough. Alright, so I have everything set. I have my alt account left here, and I do know in real life turtles always hatch at night. So I will wait for these turtles to hatch over time. I'm gonna leave my ult account AFK for a few hours, and hopefully we'll have some turtles ready to go. All right, so our turtles have finally grown up, and that means that we can do a lot more. We're gonna need to get some seagrass. Now that we have some seagrass, we can plant some bone meal. And we can use a little bit of shears. And to get our turtle eggs, we just make them happy. Turtle eggs. Turtle eggs are the first part of what we are going to be needing for this farm. As we slowly start to build out this farm, I'd like to start gathering some materials and putting it down, so we can have everything we need. This place will do just fine for a chest. We're going to need a bunch of scaffolding for this farm, so I'm heading over to our piglin bartering area that we made last episode. I'm going to gather some string. There we go. Scaffolding acquired. This farm is going to need a bunch of other resources. Luckily, we can get them from our big dig that we did the other day. If we go in this chest, we should have a bunch of stone and cobblestone. I'm going to take a bunch of this cobblestone, take a bunch of it, turn it into slabs, and the rest will stay as cobblestone. Awesome. And we'll just put this in our temporary chest. Now we're going to need a bunch of magma blocks, so let's go to the nether. We'll probably have to go pretty low down to find it. And here's some magma blocks. I just got to dig them out. And now we can put them in our temporary chest. Now we're gonna need a ton of trapdoors. Let's cut down some trees. Awesome, so we have a bunch of logs here. And if we take those and craft them like this, can make trapdoors. I think a stack will do for now. Rest can go in here. Let's put them in our temporary chest. So I've been off the server for a couple days, and I've been told by a little someone that someone may be messing with me. So I'm gonna head onto the survival server and see what's going on. What the? What on earth is going on here? My dogs are all Australian. What the heck? This is Bob. Bob says hi. All right, so we are on the nether roof, and this is where we're going to be building our gold farm. I've been looking around for biomes, and there's plenty of nether's waste in this direction, so I headed over here to build it. Over there, it gets a little iffy. So, here's all resources that we gathered earlier in the episode, and let's get building. And here we have our gold farm. It functions as intended. It is quite loud, but it gets the job done. It's great. And so far we've gotten quite a bit of gold going for it. I had just brought some back from my base, and it works great. So our gold problems are no longer a problem, and that's awesome. So we will never have to worry about that again. And that's what we need. That's just what I want to see on this server. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have for this episode. This one took a really long time to make, partially because of the materials needed to gather, and partially because I had to travel. I had some family visit town, so I had about a week where I could not be on the server. And that sucks. Unfortunately, I'm about to start school again, so my time will be limited. I'm still going to try to make episodes as regular as possible, but the video count may be down to about 1 video per week or 1 video every other week, depending on how busy I get. So, that is all the time I have for this episode. If you really liked it, be sure to give it a like, and if you loved it, make sure to subscribe. Alright, I'll see ya. Bye.